Hey Browns fans, Nathan Zegura here with a game preview edition of the 2-Minute Drill brought to you by University Hospitals. The Browns lost in Week 1, as did their opponent in Week 2, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who fell 20-17 to the Miami Dolphins, and now the Browns head down to Florida to try to get to 1-1 on this season. Now the Jags have an excellent offense. They are led by former number 1 overall pick Trevor Lawrence. He's got back-to-back seasons with more than 4,000 yards passing. He's been a Pro Bowler. Their ground game, they have a two-headed monster, but it's led by Travis Etienne, who has back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in his own right. And they also have Tank Bigsby, who led the team in rushing in Week 1. Their Pro Bowl tight end, Evan Ingram, is an absolute menace out there. Last year, over 100 catches for the Jacksonville Jaguars, 11 of them for 95 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Cleveland Browns. They've got to slow him down. And then in the receiving core, a lot of good targets. Gabe Davis, who averages about 17 yards per catch for his career. The former Bill was the leading receiver in Week 1. Their first-round pick, Brian Thomas, led the college football world with 17 receiving touchdowns a year ago. Well, he caught a touchdown in his very first NFL game. And they also have Christian Kirk, who had over 1,100 yards back in 22. So it's a very good offense. The Browns are going to have to generate pressure on Trevor Lawrence, because when you do, his completion percentage drops by nearly 30%. So that will be the key here. Get them in third and long situations and then get after the quarterback. Now, when the Browns have the football, they're going to go against a defense that played more man coverage in Week 1 than any in the NFL. But I don't think that will continue. Their number 1 corner, Tyson Campbell, is placed on injured reserve, to look for them to play maybe a little bit more zone. But the Browns have got to be better on first and second down. They have got to get in third and manageables or avoid third down altogether. They got to eliminate those pre-snap penalties that put them behind the sticks, because if they're in third and longs, this Jacksonville team has an excellent front that could get after the quarterback. On one side, they have Josh Hines-Allen, the Pro Bowler, who had 17.5 sacks last year, second in the NFL. On the other side, it's the number 1 overall pick from a few years ago, Trayvon Walker, who had 10 sacks. That's the only edge rusher tandem in the league with double-digit sacks last year. Walker already had 2 Week 1 against Miami, and they added Eric Armstead from San Francisco. He is now a defensive tackle for them. He had a sack in Week 1 as well. So the Browns have to stay out of those third and longs, control the football, win the turnover battle, be at least neutral on special teams. No more big returns, and the Browns should be able to go down to Jacksonville and find a way to get it going. This should be a bounce-back game for Deshaun Watson. He's played great against the Jags in his entire career, back to his days there with the Houston Texans. They're going to need that kind of a performance against a depleted secondary of the Jags for the Browns to get the win. We'll have full coverage for you beginning on Browns Countdown at 10:30 a.m. on News 5, and then the radio broadcast. Andrew Siciliano, myself, and Gerard Cherry will get you ready all along the University Hospitals Cleveland Browns radio network. You have been listening to the 2-Minute Drill Game Preview Edition, Browns and Jags, and it's brought to you by University Hospitals.